Hello, my name is Stephanie Laynes, and I'm excited that you have actually stopped to watch this simple video. This is another excerpt from my ebook, and it's called Esthetician Game Plan. Pay yourself. Pay yourself. That's something I struggled with for a long time, 10 years to be exact. I've been in the aesthetics industry for about 15 years, and it took that long for me to understand how everything works. This book has been in my mind for a long time because even though I've shared a lot of my struggles, I never shared how I got out of those struggles. And so this book, not only do you get to see the ugly, you get to see the bad decisions, I also use and give you the same tools that I use to get out of debt. And the key to all of it is writing everything down and being accountable. So I'm going to read a little excerpt from you, and I'm pretty sure you're going to be shocked and surprised at what I'm getting ready to say. But if there's something here that you can relate to, if you are struggling right now with how to pay yourself consistently and get a plan in place, this is a minimal investment. It's $25. And I mean, I packed it full. It is full of information, insight from my experiences, and worksheets. I have challenges. I have things that I want to see you do and not go down the road that I did. So I hope that you decide to spend that $25. I mean, it's $25, but this is something that you can keep for your entire career. And this is not just for estheticians. I mean, my husband is my editor, but he's looked at it and said, everybody actually needs to use this and see this because we all have gotten ourselves into debt at some point. So here we go. Let me read a little part for you. For me, cash tips started out cash in my hands. And I didn't think about saving tips or even counting any of it. It was money. I put it into my wallet every night, and I never thought about it being anything other than cash in my wallet. During my first year as an esthetician, my average weekly tips were between $300 and $500 a week. This means I was literally making $1,200 to $2,000 a month just on tips alone. The reason I knew or never knew how much I really had was because I never counted any of it. I never saved it somewhere or outside of my wallet. I didn't even realize that I was supposed to be accountable for each dollar that touched my hands. I'm pretty sure you're like, no. Yes. Working in a big city in a very busy financial district with a lot of disposable cash gave me experiences that most estheticians coming right out of school would never experience. I, on the other hand, did. To be able to make $2,000 a month on tips, that did not include my commission. My commission was 50%. That was my salary that I was paid every 2 weeks. So to have an additional amount of cash in my hands every month for a year will tell you now that I think back on it, how stupid I was to have that much money touch my hands and never be accountable for it. I mean, if you ask me, honey, I worked Tuesday through Friday. So Fridays, especially because, Fridays for some people is not consistent, especially when they work. They want to leave as early as they can. I worked in San Francisco, so people take either BART or they're going to take the ferry or they commute. And usually you want to leave the city on Friday going back to the East Bay by 1 o'clock, 2 maybe at the latest, or you're going to be in traffic. So I never really had anyone from 2 to 5. So Fridays, I knew, honey, I went right across the street. I was next to a Hyatt right there in the Embarcadero. Every Friday I had lobster ravioli. I think that plate alone was maybe 30 or 40 bucks. And I would go into the restaurant, honey, like I stayed there in my esthetician gear. That was my reality. So you add in money issues, you add in not being accountable, it gets way worse. And I hope that you definitely see and you're able to see what touches your hand and how you can be more accountable for it. If you're struggling right now, if you don't know how to balance or how to pay yourself, how to make a living. There's some things you really got to do and be consistent at. I share all of them in my book. I can't wait to see your comments. There will be a link below this video that you can click and go directly to get a copy of my book. Can't wait to hear your comments.